Hello, welcome to Diaries of a GhostEO, where I talk with a guest. Who are you?
Hello. Hi, I'm Sarah.
Oh, nice. I've recently seen your video because I'm in it. People should check that out if they want to. What's your channel?
Sancti, I think that's it.
We might link it.
Okay.
All right. So in the last one, we promised that we would talk about AI,
In
and we're not gonna do
relationships.
this.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this in the next one, maybe, because we were talking about a current case, and it's interesting but pretty bleak, and Sarah's going to tell me about it.
Yeah.
You already know because I'm going to make a title that talks about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you know about the P. Diddy stuff? Like the trial?
I know almost nothing. I feel like something went down like 2 years ago, and people started to be like, he's like a pervert and he's bad or something like that.
Yeah, I
And then people started talking about there were like P. Diddy parties, and there were something with underage people or something like that. And that's it. I don't know anything else.
okay, so I haven't been following it until pretty recently. It's kind of been a little bit in the background, I feel like. I would occasionally see a tweet or something.
Yeah.
But I think a few years, not maybe 2 years ago, a video came out and I think he was in a hotel room. No, a hotel um like the
Lobby
corridor, yeah.
corridor.
And he was I think beating this woman, his ex girlfriend,
Oh, okay.
and so that was all over social media.
So like it's an abuse case basically.
Yeah, yeah. So like what I know is that there was a lot of accusations of like sexual assault, um harassment, using drugs and things, and his former girlfriend is like now speaking in court. She has to. Like a lot of people are like, oh, she's doing this for X, Y, and Z reason,
Mm.
but she has to. She
Oh, she's being like it's
yes, yeah.
because there is a case against she is a witness.
Yes, yes, she has to. And also she's pregnant.
Oh.
So, I think it's probably extremely difficult for her right now to go through explaining all of these things.
I mean, I
Especially,
feel like if she's been abused by him, it's like probably generally
yeah.
difficult.
Yeah,
So there's multiple victims, and she's or is she the person that what kind of trial is it?
um, there's 10 civil
Oh,
lawsuits.
okay. So there's like a lot of people he's done
Yeah,
this to.
yeah.
I mean, probably done this to. I mean,
And
there's video evidence.
trafficking and so on. Oh, that's the other thing. A lot of people are discussing how is this trafficking? I thought trafficking meant a lot of people think sex trafficking means that
Yeah.
you're doing it for profit and
Mm.
not for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I'm not sure about this, right? But in the US, like a lot of things across state lines
Yeah,
are
yeah,
illegal in like very specific ways, you know?
yeah.
Like even what's his name? Like one of these not senators, but House of Representatives guys like had like a big problem with that because he like brought his underage mistress or something like that over state lines, and that makes it like into a big problem,
Oh,
I
I
think.
see.
Um, yeah, this I don't know. The US is a little bit strange sometimes. I don't know if that's the case, but
Yeah. But I thought, I just saw a video of someone who is like um I don't know who there's someone on TikTok who is in the courtroom and that she's explaining everything that happened afterwards. I have no idea,
who and why?
yeah, who and why or what the details are. But some of the things I just thought were pretty interesting and people's reactions. It's kind of what you'd expect where a lot of people are blaming her or saying, why didn't she leave and so on. Um, but I feel like what I've heard from what she said, it's just so understandable because of her age and the power imbalance, and even just the way that he was saying these, these fantasies or whatever to her, that she was trying to be like, when she found out he wanted to do X, Y, and Z and she didn't really want to, she was still trying to be sensitive to his feelings because she's like, oh, he's confiding this in me.
Mm.
And I'm sure so many women have had experiences like this where a guy's telling you something and you're like, I do not want, like, okay, I don't want to know about this. I don't want to be a part of this,
Yeah.
but I don't want this person to feel bad.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Like, I mean, that's kind of like a lot of like this politeness that women are taught is kind of like
Yeah.
putting them in danger sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Um,
it's co- it's complicated.
yeah, I mean, I guess she was his girlfriend or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it's like, if, yeah, I mean, a lot of manipulation going on, I guess.
Yeah.
I was actually recently thinking about uh, this joke that Doug Stanhope had about like talking to his girlfriend, right?
Mm.
And she's been like, she went with who he was talking about. She goes out with her ex-boyfriend, right? And like they didn't do anything, but like I mean, he tells the joke well, but it's like they end up in his car and he's crying about his mom and how good it was, and then she watched him masturbate. And it's
God.
like it's kind of the same kind of setup
Yeah.
where it's like this manipulative kind of way, and you're like, what do I do here? Do I go home? Like
Yeah.
you're in a situation that's like very socially very difficult to navigate,
Yeah.
and then there's always this kind of worry of like violence in the back of your head
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So
I feel like there's this image of the perfect victim who is somebody who immediately tries to escape from the situation and immediately goes to police.
yeah,
And yeah,
that's not really how it
yeah,
works,
it's
right?
not how it works, because that's what people are saying about this woman, Cassie Ventura, the woman who he abused, right?
Mm.
They're saying, why did she go back to him? And why did she do X, Y, and Z after being assaulted? Why did she then consensually have sex with him?
Yeah.
But it's like she obviously had feelings for him,
Yeah.
and it's just, this is usually how these things go when someone is abused in a relationship. They don't immediately switch off their feelings and go to police. Instead, they often make excuses for that person.
Yeah.
They go back. That the person who abused them will often be nice afterwards, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. Often,
They'll
like,
think people, oh, this time will be different.
yeah. I also heard like people say like when they were like sexually assaulted or something like that, right? And then like depending on like what household they come from or how like sex is defined, they're like, oh, I guess this is normal, or like,
Yeah,
now, or you make it normal. You think it's normal by like, okay, I guess we're now boyfriend girlfriend, we continue, and but it's like violated. It's just very difficult to navigate, I think, for people
yeah,
to be victimized in such a way, right? And no one wants to be necessarily see themselves as that anyway. So I don't know. It's a very complicated situation. With all of these pictures, right, of courtroom stuff, it looks very similar to like the Amber Heard trial, right? I mean, I guess it's a different situation,
yeah. It's not. I mean,
but like, I mean, I do think there's like a tendency of a certain subset of people online to always try to blame women for like
yeah,
absolutely everything.
yeah. Let me see what the comments are like on Daily Mail. They're probably going to be awful.
Oh boy.
Cassie is regretting it now. All she had to do is walk away. But the thing, what really bugs me is when people say, "Why didn't she leave?" When usually the person did leave, right? Like, right?
Yeah.
They did leave. It took them a while because it was a difficult situation, and you don't immediately, like, that's the thing. A lot of these things are also like a boiling frog type of thing, where it starts off like someone pushes your boundaries or is, you know, verbally abusive, and but then they're sorry, and it just progresses. I mean, so many things are like that where people think I would never be in that situation, but
Yeah.
when it happens gradually, yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I do think like, I don't know. I mean, are there like a lot of fans of P. Diddy?
No, that's the thing. I feel like the people criticizing her aren't even
Like
like,
his parents, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Actually, you know what I have to say? The top comment though on this article,
Yes.
and this is the worst. You know, the Daily Mail. Usually the comments are the worst of the worst, but at least the top comment is is this. So many awful men online who don't understand how domestic violence and coercive control work, blaming the victim for saying, "We all saw the elevator video when she had upset him. Let's hope no women in your life ever get with a man like Diddy or men like you who blame the women." Now, this is also another point that I think the
Yeah.
video really made people realize how serious it was. And also, it kind of creates this idea people have, look, this is what happens when she tries to leave, when she
Yeah,
try,
yeah, yeah.
they can understand.
It makes her closer to the perfect victim again,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, this is a good victim. Look, if she got beaten like this, you know, if she just said she was beaten, it's like, well, where's the evidence, right?
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Bit bleak.
Okay, like there's quite a few actually supportive comments. You know, people like other people are saying she was terrified and was just trying to say what he wanted to hear so that she wouldn't be abused, which I mean again,
It's probably true.
yeah, exactly. It's so understandable that someone would do that. Oh my God. This comment, this is funny because this is like the ultimate Daily Mail comment
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, yeah, you're right. Diddy is an awful person. But you know what else is awful? Rap music.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually what I was gonna say too. It's like it must be difficult for the Daily Mail audience because like now they have to decide between like who do we hate more, you know, a
Yeah,
black
yeah.
rapper or a woman?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it
yeah,
must be a
yeah,
very hard choice for them.
yeah. So nothing good comes out of rap music performed by narcissists and misogynists, listened to by mugs and rubbish. That is so old school. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I
I,
mean, I don't know. It's the thing is, I feel like most people who say things like that, like, have not listened really to rap music.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like it's 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 a very basic take, right?
I feel like it's dated. I feel like that's something that
It's
someone would say like 10 years ago or whatever. And
yeah,
now at least people can see it's, that there's all kinds of hip hop and so
yeah.
it's not all the same.
I mean, it was wrong back then too, but like at least I would say like a lot of popular stuff was like this kind of machismo gangster stuff,
Yeah.
right? So
But now
kind of
now it's
yeah,
not like that
exactly.
anymore.
Yeah,
Okay, so here's another comment,
yeah.
which is like, okay, it's in response to this whole thing about like, she texted him that she would do this and that. And
Mm.
someone commented, that doesn't mean she can be punched, dragged, or kicked, does it?
Yeah.
Which is another thing where obviously they're referencing the video. And I think about this a lot with Holly Madison. She was the former girlfriend of Hugh Hefner, and how people will say anytime she's mentioned or there's an article about her, all of the comments will be, she knew what she was getting into. And she didn't,
Well, not really, right?
yeah, she didn't know what she was getting into. And even if she knew, oh, I'm going to be in a relationship with this old man
Yeah.
for fame or whatever, even if she was doing, she came in and she was like, okay, I've agreed to this. That doesn't mean that it's okay for him to abuse her and try and control her and everything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like the thing is saying she knew what she was getting into, right? Is such a broad thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I mean your limit of what you know is like you Hafner is like this womanizer who has a playboy thing. Like you don't know
Yeah.
anything else about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's like
Yeah.
what else is there, right? And I mean I don't know. Yeah, and it's kind of weird too because like the kind of people who say this, I don't think they really have any benefit from this, right? Like it's like what's the advantage they get from
I
this
think
kind of
it's
thing?
like, oh, I could never be in this kind of situation because I wouldn't make that awful decision to
Ah,
be a bad woman who you know what I mean, who
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uses her looks or whatever.
Oh boy, where did you come from? Why are you out in the night? Sorry, I'm having to Minecraft.
Get him.
I got him. Um, Yeah. Anything else on the P Diddy situation?
Not really. The do you know this girl? I think her name is her username Rotten Mango, I want to say.
Almost.
She
No.
has like a podcast, true crime podcast.
Oh
Let me
no,
see.
I do not know anyone who has a true crime. I feel like that's a very girl-coded thing. Girl-coded thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, apparently she's in the courtroom for some. I don't understand why she's there.
Well, I mean,
But
it is a true crime.
her podcast is huge though.
Mm.
It's apparently the listen time is even bigger than H3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
That's
I
it.
just think, yeah, I'm sure there'll be much more on this topic that's interesting to think about, but I just thought that just what I heard about what she said and why she did things and why she was um why it continued. I just thought it was very
Understandable.
understandable
Mm,
and it
yeah.
was if someone really listened to what she was saying, I think that a lot of women be able, I mean, obviously this is such a strange situation, but I think that in some small ways a lot of women would relate to, you know, how you feel in certain situations trying to navigate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think, I mean, just to say this, right? Like, um, I do think that like feminism, right?
Yeah.
Over the last 8 years, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, one thing it definitely has done, right, is giving like a lot of women a language to describe things that happen to them,
Yeah.
you know? And it can be kind of formulaic how it's described now if you go on social media, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like this almost universal experience that
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
that they can now like describe both with terms and also just like with kind of um like this agreement that like everyone kind of knows about it and it's okay to talk about it, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. I think that's what's changed. I think that's what Me Too did is suddenly women are realizing that it's okay to talk about it. The other women, like most other women have experiences like, you know, not like this case,
Yeah,
but they have
exactly.
experiences with abuse and mistreatment in, you know,
Romantic
yeah, in
relationship.
romantic relationships. So, or just by men, like in, you know, in some context, or like even
Yeah.
friends or whatever.
And I also do think like there's a lot more solidarity between women
Yeah, yeah,
online now than
yeah, than
used to
before.
be current. Like I don't know if it's true, right? But like it definitely used to be a very different image of like
Yeah.
women being very catty to each other.
I think it's a generational change too, because I think that younger women, more young women feel like this shouldn't be shameful. Like I'm done feeling ashamed of things and I'm going to talk about it, which is how I feel basically.
Yeah.
Like growing up, it's like you're not supposed to talk about this. You're just supposed to deal with it on your own and then just never speak about it because it'll make other people uncomfortable. And I think people have said enough is enough.
Yeah. And I think that's just a lot better.
Yeah.
I am dying.
Yeah, I feel so bad for this woman because you know she's pregnant and she knows, you know, I mean, that people are going to be awful. Like we've all seen it a million times
Yeah,
that
yeah, exactly.
you get ripped apart if you talk about these things still.
All right. So I think that's our P. Diddy episode.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe for less content like this. And I'll see you in the next one. Stay spoopy, friends. Bye.